Hello and welcome to this training video. It is the first in a series of videos giving farmers tips on the best practices of growing rice. In this video, you will be taught about land preparation for growing all the way to planting rice. So, let's get started. Rice is a highly nutritious cereal grain that is widely grown and consumed in Uganda. It is a perennial crop that is usually grown in areas with abundant rainfall. So, what kind of soils are best for growing it? The choice of land. Farmers should always choose fertile land with good drainage and water retention capacity. Rice grows best on clay, loamy soils, like you see here. Choose a site with at least 14 to 20 millimeters of 5-day rainfall during the growing cycle. Basically, grow rice in areas that experience a lot of rain during the growing phase. Now let's get to the land preparation. Proper land preparation is specifically necessary for rice seed production to minimize competition with weeds. For freshly cleared sites, stamp big trees before the rains and remove all the roots and trees before plowing. Then plow at least twice within the first rains to make a good tilth. For proper weed control, deep plowing of about 10 to 25 centimeters is preferred. Also, remember to apply base fertilizer, that is P&K, before the final harrowing. Now the third step would be to level the soil surface and make drainage lines across the fields, just like you see here. Then you'll have to divide the land into plots of 50 square meters or 100 square meters and construct barns to accumulate rainwater and also allow good drainage. So now let's look at the choice and preparation of the seeds. When selecting seeds to plant, choose good quality seeds, that is, those without insect damage or contaminant and only sow field grains. It is also important to avoid seeds of mixed varieties. Now here are the other key aspects to remember. The first is breaking seed dormancy. Seed dormancy is the failure of good quality seeds to germinate under favorable conditions. This should be avoided by placing the seeds on a plastic sheet and covering them with another under direct sunlight for 1 to 2 days. Alternatively, soak the seeds for 16 to 25 hours in 6 millimeters of concentrated nitric acid per liter for every kilogram of newly harvested seeds. After soaking, drain the acid solution and sun dry for 3 to 5 days. Then store in dry conditions for sowing. The second concept is seed cleaning. Seeds should be cleaned by winnowing to remove the chaff. To remove the remaining poorly filled grains, soak the seeds and skim off the floating seeds. The ones that sink are the best for planting. And lastly, the germination test. This test is performed to have an insight on the viability of the grain and also guide on the planting rate. So here is how it's done. Randomly select 100 filled grains for this test and place them on a moistened tissue paper in a dish. Cover and keep the dish at room temperature for 4 to 5 days to germinate the seeds. And finally, count the spreading seeds. It's important to remember that a higher viability rate means you have good healthy seeds for sowing, and therefore your chances of germination are higher and the yield should be greater at the end of the season. Now at this point the seeds are ready for sowing. And with that we come to the end of this video. Look out for the next module to learn more about sowing and managing the rice crop. Good luck and thank you for watching.